Welcome back to Scottish Movies, and today I'm going to be showing you my top 10 favourite sports movies of all time. Let's get started. Okay, so before I get started, I'm not the biggest sporty sort of person in the world. I like football, I like wrestling, like Formula One occasionally, but aside from that, generally sport isn't really my thing, but I do like sports movies, and I'm going to show you now. My top 10. So, coming up number 10 is a golf movie, which I think I might have featured on this channel before, and that's Caddyshack from 1980. This stars Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, Rodney Dangerfield, and it's a bit of an 80s classic, really. You got the gopher there going nuts, and causing him chaos on the old golf course, and it's just a bit of a comedy classic from the 80s, really. There's probably only one other film I can think of about golf that I really like, and that's probably Happy Gilmore. I think that featured in me top 10 comedy films of the 90s. But this one's better though. So it makes me number 10. Okay, coming in on number 9 is a film starring Mickey Rourke, and that's The Wrestler. This is from like 2009, and when they were promoting this, it was around the time of WWE WrestleMania, and it was one I actually went to in Houston, and Mickey Rourke was actually part of the event. I think he knocked out Chris Jericho or someone like that at the time, from what I remember. But the film itself, though, it's a very good film. I think it was, I don't know, it was up for some Oscars or something at the time. If not, it should have been. It's about this guy and his look, sort of former wrestler. He's gone into the indie circuit after being like a champion in that in the past, and sort of falls on hard times. But I just really appreciated it for what it was as a wrestling fan, and I do recommend it to any wrestling fans out there who've not checked it out. It also stars Marissa Tomei and Evan Rachel Wood. That's The Wrestler. Okay, coming on at number 8 is a football movie. Now, there's not probably many football or sort of soccer movies out there that I can think of besides this, really. But this is Escape to Victory. It just says to say Victory there, but it's the US release. I know this has recently got a Blu-ray on the premium collection from HMV, and I do want to upgrade to that. But this stars Sylvester Stallone and Michael Caine, and Max von Sydow, Ming, I think he was, in Flash Gordon, and a bunch of sort of footballers from the 70s and 80s that sort of got involved in this. And it's about a football match in a prisoner of war camp, basically, where the sort of the prisoners play the wardens and that, from what I remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but it is a very good film, and I used to watch it loads growing up. But if you've not seen Escape to Victory, it's worth checking out. Okay, coming up in at number 7 is a driving movie. It's basically got, I think it's like early days of Formula One, and that is Ford versus Ferrari, or Le Mans '66. What did I say? Formula One. Of course, it was Le Mans. Idiot. But this stars Matt Damon and Christian Bale, and I saw this at the cinema. Now, as I'm not the biggest car fan. I watched, I think it was Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise not long ago for the first time, and then it was okay, but there's something about this movie. I don't know what it was. I thought it was fantastic. Maybe it's just a story, and I'm not a big Christian Bale fan either, but I really liked him in this movie. Unless I picked up the 4K. I've not actually rewatched it since I picked it up, but I need to get onto it soon. But yeah, if you've not seen Le Mans '66, it's a great movie. Get that checked out. Okay, coming in at number 6 is a movie starring Taron Egerton and Hugh Jackman, and that's Eddie the Eagle. Obviously, this is about the Olympic ski jumper from the UK, where he was a guy that used to finish last in sort of all the ski jumping, but he'd become like a bit of a national treasure, and they made this movie out of him, and I just think this is a great fun movie. There's actually a nod in this movie to another film on the list that you'll hear from later, and it was at the same Olympic Games in 1988. I'll let you decide if you can figure out what that is. But yeah, Eddie the Eagle. Yeah, it's a great fun movie. And yeah, if you've not seen that, it's worth checking out. That's Eddie the Eagle. Okay, coming in at number 5 is an ice hockey movie. Now, there's not loads of ice hockey movies out there. I can think of Slapshot, is it, from the 70s? But this is the one I sort of grew up with, that I remember the most, and I've always liked this movie and its sequels, and that's The Mighty Ducks, or I think it's also known as We're the Champions, possibly in some places. But yeah, this stars Milo Estevez, and he's the coach of this kids' ice hockey team, and they're just like a bag of misfits, and they don't know what they're doing. He basically molds them into this winning sort of, well, ice hockey team for kids, basically. And yeah, it's spawned 2 sequels, which annoyingly I don't actually own on DVD. I need to get hold of them, pretty urgent. But yeah, it's just a great fun movie. I've always enjoyed it. So yeah, that's The Mighty Ducks. Coming in at number 4 is another movie about wrestling. You probably won't be surprised to learn, and that's Fighting with My Family. And this stars Florence Pugh and Vince Vaughn, and also The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, in sort of a cameo playing himself. This is basically the story about Paige, who is a wrestler from Norwich in England, and she went on to carve a career in WWE. And this is basically about her story when she had a tryout with her brother, and she basically got called up to WWE, and she actually won the women's Divas title on a debut on Monday Night Raw. I do remember that quite well. But yeah, this film is just great. He also stars Nick Frost, who's hilarious as a dad, and I just thought they got this spot on. I was quite familiar with the story of Paige, being a wrestling fan, and I just thought they got this spot on. It's also stars. It's actually written by Stephen Merchant and directed by him. So I don't know what he knows about wrestling, but he made a good movie. Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoy this movie. That's Fighting with My Family. Okay, coming in at number 3 is a series of films that I'm sure everybody's seen at one point or another. If you haven't, you need to get onto them. Now, I'm not the biggest boxing fan, but I absolutely love the Rocky movies. This is the 6 movie set with obviously Rocky's 1 to 5, then Rocky Balboa. Now, the original 2 Rocky movies are probably technically the best. Obviously, I think the first one won an Oscar. But my personal favourites are 3 and probably 4. 4's my all-time favourite. I don't know what it is. The soundtrack's great. Probably do without the robot, but and I do need to get onto the remake of that, or the sort of not remake. What's the word? Director's cut. Sorry. I've not been able to see that yet, but yeah, that's the Rocky movies. The great movies, probably Rocky Fives, but the others are really really good. And yeah, as someone who's not particularly a boxing fan, I do love the Rocky movies. Yeah, can't go wrong with them. Coming in at number 2 is a movie from the 80s that's recently spawned a successful TV series called Cobra Kai, and that is The Karate Kid. This is obviously the Karate Kid collection with the 4 movies in. Now, all my hands up, I've not seen the next Karate Kid yet, but yeah, my favourite movie of these is the original from 1984. Yeah, it's just great. Good soundtrack in that as well. And then it was followed up obviously a couple of years later by the sequel, which I hold my hands up. I only saw the sequel, both the sequels 2 and 3. Just recently when I got into Cobra Kai. I don't know what it was. I just avoided the sequels, and maybe just love the original so much. But yeah, the sequels are alright. The second one's alright. The third one's again it's alright at best, I suppose. But yeah, the Karate Kid, the first one, absolutely love it. Yeah, you need to get onto them, and then on to Cobra Kai as well, which I highly recommend. And that brings me to my number 1 movie. Now, I did mention a bit of a clue towards this earlier on in the video, and this movie's from 1983, and it stars late great John Candy, and that is Cool Runnings. I'm desperate for this to get a Blu-ray release in this country. I know it's on the Disney Club in America, but absolutely love Cool Runnings. Yeah, I think it's funny. It's got John Candy, and he's probably one of my most favourite comedy actors of all time. And I will admit something now. This movie actually made me cry when I first saw it. And the main reason for that was because I didn't know that at the time that they actually didn't qualify or didn't win the medal. And yeah, I don't know why it made me cry, but it did. But yeah, it's just a movie about these 4 guys that sort of get together, make the first Jamaican bobsleigh team, and everyone thinks they're just gonna do rubbish, and they basically come back as heroes, really. I think they went to the Olympics, and they did what they did without going into too many spoilers, and come back as equals the next time. And I think they actually had a team out, I think, in the recent Olympics as well, if I remember rightly. But yeah, Cool Runnings, absolutely love it, and yeah, that's my favourite sports movie of all time. And yeah, that's the end of the list. Comment down below if you enjoyed any of these movies, or what your favourite sports movie of all time is. Click the notification bell, give us a sub, and don't forget to like the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.